And let me tell you what our plan for library will be today. First, we're going to talk about internet safety. And then we're going to go on a virtual field trip. And then we'll have a short paper that I'll need you to complete. And at the end of library, we'll check out and we'll go to centers. All right, so that's our plan for today. Let's get started on going places safely. So I want you to think about, how do you go places safely? More specifically, think about your field trip that you recently took to the caverns. Think about that for just a second. And I want you to think about some of the safety rules that you had to follow while you were on that field trip. All right, hold on, put your hands down. I want you to think about this for just a few seconds. And now I want you to turn to the person sitting beside you, and I want you to talk about 2 things that you had to do to stay safe while you were on that field trip.
Never run away. Don't do things. Want to talk to someone to chat with you, or say like some chat that you don't know.
Oh, Davin. Okay, Davin, why don't you come over here and talk with these?
Talk to the person.
You can join this group.
Just talk to the person.
Or actually join this group. I think that's
Your
closer.
brother, your mom, your
Talk about 2
dad,
things.
your grandpa, your grandma.
You all are finished?
Never
Okay, let's wrap those conversations up in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. As I was walking around, I heard lots of great conversations. And so let's popcorn out some of those things that you and your partner talked about. I'll call on you as we're popcorning. Let's start with you. Tell me 1.
Don't go places that are not the right place for you.
Yes, thank you. Don't go to places that aren't safe, okay? And you tell me 1.
Stay with the person that's walking.
Yeah, you gotta stay with the person that you're supposed to be with, right? Okay, and then Rhett, tell me another one.
No touching the baby bats.
Oh, right. That was a good rule. Okay. And Evelyn, can you tell me one you guys talked about?
She wasn't here on the field.
Oh, okay. That's all right. So I'll come back to you for another question. Let's do you. Tell me one more.
Watch out on what you watch on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's put our hands down and let's think about how the rules when you go to a new place, those safety rules, could be the same when you visit online places. All right. So the first thing that we need to remember about when you go online, that you need to always ask your parents, and if you're at school, you need to ask your teacher first, right? You gotta get permission and make sure it's okay. Just like when you went on the field trip, right? You had to get your parents' permission, you had to get your teacher's permission, the school's permission. Then the other safety rule that we need to follow is that you only talk to people you know. Even when you went on your real field trip, you didn't talk to strangers, right?
Oh.
Well, it's also important to follow that rule when you're on the internet. You don't want to talk to strangers. It can be dangerous. And the last safety rule that I want you to remember is that you need to stick to places that are just right for you. So the caverns that you visited on your field trip, they were just right for your age, correct? Okay, so when you are going online, you need to make sure that you're visiting appropriate places that are just right for you. So those are three safety rules that we need to follow. So let's talk about some places that you might visit when you do go online to the internet. Now, there are lots of things that we do in our school on the internet, right? So let's talk about some of those places that you visit on the internet while you're at school.
Prodigy.
Prodigy, good. Okay.
Keyboarding without tears.
Keyboarding without tears, all right.
Reading eggs.
Reading eggs. Okay, give me one more, Jason.
Did I get places that are inappropriate?
Okay, that was one of our safety rules. That is correct. But tell me one other place that we go online when we are at school. All right, Jose, tell me one.
Snapchat.
What is it?
Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Not go on
Maybe not at school, but you might do that at home. Okay.
We could start.
Okay, great. I'm glad that there's so many of you that want to give me an answer. But let's put our hands down, and maybe when we have some extra time later, we can come back to those ideas, okay?
San Diego Zoo.
So today, we are going to go on a virtual field trip online.
Yay.
And where we're going to visit is the San Diego Zoo in California. Now we know that's a long way from us. It would actually take us days to get to the actual San Diego
It takes
Zoo.
3 hours to.
But the good thing about having access to the internet is that we can get there virtually at the click of a button. So before we take our virtual field trip, we've got to remember those 3 safety rules that we talked about. The first one was you got to get permission, right?
Yes.
So I'm the teacher in this classroom and you have my permission. The second one is when you are online that you only talk to people that you know. So that's another rule you're going to have to follow when you're on San Diego Zoo. And the last one is to visit appropriate places that are just right. So this is for kids. This is San Diego Zoo for kids. Do you think that would be an appropriate website?
Yes. Yes.
If it says that it's for kids?
Oh, I thought you said inappropriate.
Oh, I meant appropriate. So yeah, I think this would be an appropriate website. We've met all 3 safety rules. So let's begin. We are going to the San Diego Zoo. So we'll click on the URL. Now when we get there, there are lots of options for us to look for. The first one is we can click on animals. And when we click on animals, it'll show us some of the animals they have in their zoo, like elephants, the African lion, anacondas. And look, the good thing is they're in alphabetical order. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
They're in alphabetical order.
Flamingo.
All right, so that is one option. The other option might be videos. If we click on videos, it says that you can watch and learn with live webcams and videos. You all might not know what a live webcam is, but what that means is it's at the zoo and it's happening right now. So we can see what those animals are actually doing right now in California.
Yeah.
So that might be some good things to explore. We've got stories. You can read and share stories under this tab. Oh, it looks like our internet is slowing down a little bit.
Wait.
Okay. Oh, and the other thing is we might be able to look for some activities. I know that when I clicked on this earlier, I saw opportunities for you to do crafts. They showed you how to make some of the animals using different materials. And the other option is games. There's some interactive games that you can play.
And the next one is saving animals.
Yes, and then it also gives you the option to look on how to save animals.
What is the only thing we can do on this animal? I want to save.
I'm glad you asked. So now you are going to have the opportunity to visit the San Diego Zoo for kids on your own Chromebooks. Now, I know you're already logged in and you're already on the website, so if there's anybody that needs help or maybe you got locked out, just let me know. But here are some guidelines that I want you to follow while you're doing your virtual field trip. There's a little bit of research I want you to do. And that is, I want you to find something that you're interested in. After you have finished looking at the website, I want you to draw a picture of what you were interested in. Just one thing. Out of everything, you can just pick one. Draw a picture of it. And then I want you at the bottom to describe to me what it was. All right, let me tell you that one more time. You're going to go to the San Diego website and you can look around at any of the tabs that you want to. The animals, the live webcams, the activities, or the games. Then after you have done your research and you think that you're finished, pick out one thing that you saw that you were interested in. You're going to draw a picture and then you are going to describe it. Are there any questions before we begin? Yes?
What if you don't know which one to pick?
Well, I want you to just think about maybe what you would be most interested in. I know there will be a lot of things that you like, but just pick the one that you really thought was really cool or that you might want to know more about. Okay? What's your question?
Are we allowed to go on live?
The live webcams? You sure are. That was under videos, remember? Okay, so everybody please go to your table at your Chromebook and let's get started.
I think there's they did.
Today, the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, we received a Sumatra tiger cub, a little male, from the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. Paired him up with the little negro that we have here that's confiscated a couple weeks ago at the U.S. border. It's always best to raise a youngster like that with another. The introduction went very well. In fact, initially had just that visual access, and they could kind of see each other and smell each other and vocalize each other between the bars. And after about a half an hour,
Let me dive in.
That is just